Okay, everybody, how are we all doing? Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Last week we had a lot of news in regards to football, but yeah, welcome back to a brand new episode of Every Kick, where if you are new here today, we go through all of last week's football news, give some thoughts and opinions. You guys can send yours in as well. Feel free to do that on Twitter. Anything that's currently trending, feel free to send in on Twitter using the hashtag EveryKick. My link is in the description down below. Or you can get involved via Snapchat and also simply by leaving some thoughts in the comment section down below. Your comments will all be featured in the following week's episode of Every Kick. Anyway, with all of that out the way, let's get into the actual news of last week. So we started off with James Maddison, and his future was obviously, after impressing over at Norwich last season, his future was very, very undecided whether he would go to Leicester or Southampton. Now, it looks like he has actually chosen Leicester. I think he's done that for get more game time, in all honesty. I'm not really sure Southampton probably could have offered him much more than what Leicester could. But yeah, he will be joining Leicester, the Foxes, next season in the Premier League. Mexican football fans celebrated their team's World Cup win against Germany so hard that they actually managed to set off earthquake detectors within Mexico. That is just absolutely insane. I mean, thoroughly deserved after a brilliant win. Absolutely phenomenal win for Mexico. Fair play to them. I think they've got the whole of pretty much obviously Mexico. I think some people in the US are supporting Mexico in the World Cup as well. And yeah, really good to see a team like, an underdog there get a win against obviously the reigning champions of the World Cup. That's absolutely fantastic, and that's why we love the World Cup. I mean, this is what the World Cup's all about. Obviously, you get your big teams that do win, but then sometimes it's nice to have an underdog like that to go out and get a win over some absolute giants. Wales midfielder Joe Allen signed a new contract, a 4-year deal with the relegated Stoke City side. I think that's absolutely brilliant business for Stoke City. I think Joe Allen probably would have been somebody that could have had offers from elsewhere. He's a very good player. And yeah, fair play to him for sticking with Stoke. It's something that you rarely see when teams go down. A lot of players from Stoke are already talking about jumping ship. But it's good to see somebody like Joe Allen, I think, stay, and I think that'll be crucial for Stoke City next season in the Championship. And going on to relegated sides, of course, Sunderland have accepted Middlesbrough's bid in excess of £5 million for midfielder Paddy McNair. He will be departing the Geordie side, obviously, unfortunately relegated once again, and will be remaining in the Championship with Middlesbrough next season. Croatian striker Nikola Kalinic was sent home from the World Cup after refusing to come on as a substitute in Croatia's win last week. I thought this was a really sort of harsh decision. But then again, I guess the boss wants to sort of set an example, you're there to play at the end of the day, at the disposal. Having watched the England game yesterday over the big win against Panama, I can't think who it was who spoke now, but I think it was Harry. I don't know if it was Kane, but basically, and like, I know Kyle Walker says he's playing in a new position at the minute, and he said, he's just happy to get on there, and it was Harry Kane actually, but Kyle Walker obviously now playing as a centre back. He said he's happy to play for England, and that's what it's all about. I think you can't really pick and choose for your country. I don't think you should pick and choose for your club either. I don't believe in any of that. I think whatever your manager says goes at the end of the day. You're there to do a job. But yeah, Harry Kane, upon being substituted just after he got his hat-trick, and he said, you got to respect the manager's decision, tiredness is key and all that kind of stuff. And I think, he should have stood by that. But I do feel a little bit sorry for Kalinic. Wolves also announced that they have signed Portuguese goalkeeper Rui Patricio from Sporting Lisbon. Great signing, I think, for them. A very good goalkeeper. Is actually very good rated in FIFA, so that could be great for Ultimate Team next season, guys. And we spoke of people that are staying in contract extensions. Jesus Christ. Anto Griezmann signed a contract extension with Atletico Madrid until 2023. However, he did a full sort of documentary about it. Everybody's been questioning that, but I mean, I guess it kind of means a lot to the Atletico Madrid fans, because obviously in keeping this guy, I know he's been linked with the likes of Man United, Chelsea, Barcelona have been trying to pursue him for a while as well. Maybe even Real Madrid, sorry. So yeah, it's good to see loyalty remaining in football. I know Atletico were a good side, but like they were in the Europa League last season. Obviously they won that, beating Arsenal to get to the final. But you know, I still think it's good. You know, he could have joined some giants of giants, but he's remaining there, and fair play to him for that. Just, yeah, questions asked about the whole process in announcing it. West Ham confirmed the signing of France under-21 centre-back Issa Diop on a 5-year deal, joining from Toulouse, I think that club is on his picture there. Don't really know an awful lot about this player, but it'd be interesting to see. I think Pellegrini's doing a great job so far at West Ham. He's been very, very busy in getting new players in, so I think it'd be I'm so excited for the new season. I don't know about you guys, but I am absolutely buzzing for it. I mean, the World Cup so far is pretty decent. I feel like it's started to come more alive now, the World Cup, as we sort of progress on. But yeah, I'm so excited for the new season. Jack Wilshere has confirmed he will be leaving Arsenal this summer as well, amidst obviously a lot of a number of reasons, I think, to be honest. What I don't like, obviously as an Arsenal fan here, I'm going to talk about this just a little bit. I don't want to drag on too much with it. What I don't like is people attacking Emery for this. Emery really isn't to blame for this situation. Basically, Emery's come in and he's got a new plan. He's got fresh ideas, which is exactly what everybody wanted. Those that wanted Wenger out were saying, we need somebody new, fresh ideas. We just need a change. And now we've got that change, and players like Jack are leaving. People don't like it, and it's like, well, what, you can't really expect Emery to come in and get something different out of the same players and the same playing style that Wenger played under. If you want change, you've got to welcome it as well. Do you know what I mean? You can't slate the guy. Emery, and also number two, for not blaming Emery for this, it wasn't his decision to to let Jack go. He said to Jack, you can stay, the offer's still there. It was a reduced offer, which was initially put in by Wenger anyway. I don't think it is the manager, I think it's the board that come up with the reduced offer, says if he wants to stay, this is going to be it. And Emery was honest with him, and he said, listen Jack, you're not going to get as much game time because we want people fighting for a position in the team. I'm looking at it and I think, well, I love Jack to bits. I'm very sad to see him go. But at the same time, I think, look, at the end of the day, if you're not willing to fight for a place in the team, then fuck off. Like, this is Arsenal at the end of the day. We're wanting to take it to the next level. We can't be having players that are going to cry because they're not getting enough game time. We had it with Walcott because he wasn't playing striker, and, you know, then we started playing him striker and he went to shit. You know, at the end of the day, we've got to have a manager that's firm enough to say, well, no, Jack, you're actually not the best midfielder in the Premier League. You're not the best midfielder out there. There are competitions within the squad, and we're going to make some new signings in your position as well to make it even more competitive and to help take this team to the next level. So I think it's a good decision in that regard. And yeah, I do wish Wilshere the best. I know I said fuck off, but it was meant, you know, not as literal. I do wish Wilshere the best. I do think he'll do well at wherever he chooses to go next. Arsenal fans, just take this into consideration. The teams that are being linked with Wilshere are West Ham, Crystal Palace. No offence if you support either of those clubs, but we're on a different level to that. We're trying to compete for the league again, you know, and obviously Palace and West Ham aren't at that level. They aren't trying to win the league. That's why they're signing the likes of Wilshere. You know, we're signing the likes of Leno, Socrates, hopefully if he's announced. Aubameyang we saw towards the end of last season, Lacazette. we've got those kind of players in. Wilshere really isn't on their calibre, in my opinion. But this wasn't meant to attack Jack at all. You know, I do wish him the best of luck. I just find Jack being a little bit whiny since the whole England World Cup situation. I do find that he's whining on a little bit. And I've seen a different side to Wilshere, actually. Like, obviously, he kept saying he thought he deserved the place there. And I think, well, if that's that we can't have that attitude in our squad. You can't think that you deserve a place in that team. You've got to earn it. You've got to be prepared to fight for a place in that team. Anyway, that's enough on the Jack Wilshere situation. If you want me to cover it in a separate video, let me know in the comment section down below if you want to have your say as well. And we'll do a big Jack Wilshere type video about it. Let me know if you want that, guys. I'm not too fussed on doing that, but if it is something you want to see, you guys want to get involved as well, let me know in the comment section. Speaking of West Ham, they're going to be featured quite a bit in this video as we go on as well into some other headlines here. They've actually announced the signing of goalkeeper Lucas Fabianski from Swansea on a 3-year deal. Fantastic signing. I think Fabianski had the highest number of saves or something like that last season. He had really good stats since he's left Arsenal to play for Swansea. And he's had, you know, the regular game time that he did deserve at the end of the day. But again, we talk about players leaving and doing well at other clubs. You know, Fabianski was playing for Swansea and now West Ham. It's not Arsenal, it's not Chelsea, it's not Liverpool, Man City, Man United, even Spurs. You know, it's not one of the top 6 teams. But yeah, good luck to Fabianski. I'm glad he's staying in the Premier League. It's always nice when you're watching Match of the Day and you see Fabianski pulling out a good save and you think, that's my boy because he used to play for Arsenal. From one relegated team, Swansea, to another now, West Brom. Gareth McCauley, Claudio Jacob and Boaz Myhill all leave West Brom after their contracts have now expired with the club. All going to be free agents, and I think most of them possibly going to be snapped up. Stevie G continues to raid the Liverpool squad, signing John Flanagan from Liverpool on a 2-year deal with Rangers. And after what seemed like an eternity, Man United finally announced Fred, the signing of the young Brazilian player from, obviously, Shakhtar Donetsk. He's been in talks with leaving there for so long, and finally he's gone and done it. And Juventus signed Emre Can from Liverpool on a 4-year deal. We knew this one was going to happen eventually, but finally being announced now by the Juventus representatives. Fulham have rejected a £20 million bid from West Ham for Tom Kearney. West Ham at it again, trying to raid more teams, more players here. Tom Kearney, very, very promising with Fulham last season. Well, the last couple of seasons really in the Championship. Obviously now it's part of their reason to gaining promotion to the Premier League. Going to be interesting to see what pans out with him. I do hope that he stays with Fulham. I think that would be nice to see a bit of loyalty in the game, but you never know. And moving back onto the World Cup now, guys. Could football be coming home? Is it coming home though, guys? Is it? We've had some good news actually. Now, it only says these guys are doubts, not ruled out. So don't, if you're an England fan here, don't completely jump for joy just yet. But on the list of 3 players that are at injury doubts for Belgium for the England game on Thursday, Romelu Lukaku, Eden Hazard and also Dries Mertens as well. All injury doubts for the Belgium game against England. If that happens, guys, we would definitely have a better chance of winning that game and topping the group. It's coming home. It's coming home, guys. I hate leaving on a rant note, but this is going to be a bit of a rant note here, guys. FIFA have opened disciplinary proceedings against Shaqiri and Xhaka following their goal celebrations during Switzerland's win over Serbia on Friday. I'm going to explain briefly what these mean to the best of my knowledge. I haven't really looked into it too much, but just know little factors. I'm just going to put my phone on silent now because that's really annoying me. I hate it when I'm recording and people message me. But anyway, basically, they both did these little, kind of like a bird celebration, which I think represents freedom. For those of you who don't know, Xhaka and I think Shaqiri as well were both refugees. Granit Xhaka actually lost his dad when he was very young. His dad got locked away. I think he then died or something. I'm not too sure now. But he lost his dad at a young age. He was locked away in Serbia for protesting freedom, basically. So throughout the game on Friday, the Serbian fans were actually chanting sort of racist and sort of that sort of remark against the refugees. And basically Serbia made the likes of Xhaka and Shaqiri both refugees, which are hence why Xhaka plays for Switzerland, and Xhaka has a brother called Torrent, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who plays for Albania. Xhaka is actually an Albanian man, but was refugeed and moved to Switzerland. So yeah, basically, it's really sad. It's a really, really sad story, and they didn't do. I don't properly know. I'm making the same motion with my hands here as what Shaq's doing. I don't see the offence in that. I think it's ridiculous that they're both. It was so clear at what those goals meant to Xhaka and what Shaqiri's goal, what they meant to Xhaka and Shaqiri as two individuals that had suffered, obviously, because of Serbia. And I'm sorry if you are like Serbian or whatever, but it's true. This is true. And I think it's not like they told them to fuck off. It's not like they wore a t-shirt with a hate speech. It wasn't. It was a simple celebration. And I think it's ridiculous that these two now could be facing 2 match bans. That's Switzerland going to be without Shaqiri and Granit Xhaka in their next 2 games, obviously, to make it that far. Which is really, really disappointing, I think, from FIFA. I think they should really rethink that decision, because I think it's really, really harsh. If you know more about the sort of politics side, feel free to elaborate in the comment section. I'm not too sure, but I was just trying to explain what I know. But yeah, I do know that the Serbian fans were actually making remarks to the likes of Xhaka and Shaqiri during that game as well, yet nothing has been done about that, which is a bit pathetic really from FIFA. But never mind, guys, I hate ending on a note like this, but unfortunately that's the last bit of news I've got for you guys so far. The last bit of news that I've got for you guys in this episode. Anything else will follow up in next week's episode, next Monday, hopefully at the same time. Thank you all very much for watching the video. I hope you all have enjoyed. Like I say, if you've got any thoughts, comments, suggestions that you want to make, please, opinions as well, in the comment section down below for me, and they will be featured in next week's episode. If you are new here today, obviously hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And of course, yeah, leave a like rating on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.